Alright, what's going on, guys? Trey back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about the name and description of The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 9, February 9th, the return episode for the second half of The Walking Dead Season 4, which is called After. Right, great stuff. So I'll go ahead and put the link in the description to the article posted about it so you guys can read the description and the information about it for yourselves, as well as see that picture you just saw there in the intro of Carl, basically outside of some kind of suburban type landscape, few houses, and you've got a few walkers that seem to be kind of chasing after him as he's backing up and kind of baiting them in away from the house where Rick is probably recovering, at least as long as they go by what I think they would based on the comic books, since that exact event did occur in the comic books. So, without further ado, let's read the description. It says, as Rick deals with old wounds, members of the prison have to come to terms with their new environment and ask themselves if survival alone is enough. So it sounds like basically we're going to be seeing Carl and Rick by themselves, of course, in some kind of house somewhere, probably close by the prison, within walking distance. Rick's healing, Carl's looking after him, so to speak. Well, he's probably passed out at this time. Carl's leading the walkers away from the house. Carl's surviving on his own, probably shooting down a few walkers and killing a few, maybe getting himself into some trouble, but also showing his evolution back from, earlier seasons where he wouldn't have been able to look after himself in a zombie apocalypse, to now where he's more accustomed to it and actually able to protect his father Rick as well as himself. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of that. Looks like it's going to be good stuff, probably directly adapted from the comic book series and what we saw there in Here We Remain. A lot of people thought that would be the title for the episode, but I like the title After too, because it's kind of referring to, after the events, after everything has happened, what are we going to see next? Where does that leave our characters? It's sort of the end of the last season and a half story arc that we got started with at the beginning of season 3 with the introduction of the governor in the third episode, right? All the way through up until now, we've been focused on the governor. So it's sort of like the ending of an old one, what's left after. Now we start a new story arc, so to speak, in terms of the TV series. So Rick's healing, dealing with old wounds. Members of the prison have come to terms with their new environment, have to come to terms with their new environment. So I would think that a lot of the clips we've seen in the previews, you've got Glenn, who's, kind of trying to survive. It sounds like he got off the bus. He's waking up somewhere with walkers kind of jumping up at him. Not sure exactly where that is. We'll find out, I assume. And then probably running into Tara pretty quickly and then running off in the prison. Don't know if that'll be in episode 9 or 10, one of the two. Some people even think that's not Glenn. They think it's Lily, which, okay, I can't say for sure it is Glenn, but I can tell you that he is wearing riot gear at that time. And it would make sense that it would be him because he's wearing those clothes, right? He's wearing the SWAT gear. So all there is to it, at least from what I can think of. Then we have the clip of course, Beth and Daryl. They're off on their own in some kind of cornfield or something, running and passing out. You've seen that clip. Let's see what else we got. The other members, Sasha and Bob. I don't think we've seen any of them, aside from the fact we just know they're together. Maggie somewhere in that mix. Is she still with them? Has she gone off on her own to look for Glenn? It says here, and ask themselves if survival alone is enough. So probably characters starting to consider or realize that we have to somehow get the group back together. I don't think we can survive alone, or just wanting to, because being alone, living alone like that completely would be pretty boring. I would have to assume, and it would be difficult too, because then you couldn't separate up jobs between people. One person could grow the food or find food, another person could do. You can delegate and do different jobs for different people in the group. So that's why a big group is good, because each person can have a job, do something in particular, rather than only a couple people trying to do everything. Be very, very difficult, very strenuous on them. Of course, it isn't always necessarily the case, because with more people, you would have more mouths to feed. But let's see. I think that's all I can really say about it from the clip. It looks good. It looks like we're going to be seeing, pretty much exactly what we would think based on the comic book series, and with characters starting to try to find each other again, or just sort of coming back to reality after what happened in Too Far Gone, and starting to consider at least, trying to find each other. With definitely, I would think Glenn and Maggie being the two that are the most adamant that they need to find each other as soon as possible. We'll see what happens with the others. I assume Beth would want to find her sister too, and Tyrese somewhere out there, Carol somewhere out there, and we'll start to see all the characters meet back up again fairly soon. So that's really all I got to say about this one. It's just a quick description. Hopefully they'll release the descriptions for the other episodes soon, so we can do some videos talking about it and do some predictions on what we'll see. I've done quite a few videos predicting what I think will happen in this episode, so I won't get into it too much, but I'll keep this one kind of short. If you're interested to hear more of my predictions, check the channel, click on my name below. You'll go to the channel, look up the predictions video for the second half and for episode 9 in particular if you want to see. Anyway, pretty much all I got to say for this one. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let's do some predicting. Let's do some analysis of the description itself and the title, and yeah. Let me hear what you guys have to say. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.